Hi everyone, so in this video we will be clearing the fraction and working on word problems. So I want your central question to be how do I clear the fraction to solve equations? I'm going to put EQ for equations. And how do I, so these are kind of like two separate things. How do I use equations to solve word problems? Question mark. Okay, so what is clearing the fraction? Rather than working with the fractions, it can be easier to use a process called clearing the fractions. And then the steps for this are identify the least common denominator. This is also called the LCD, least common denominator, or LCD. Multiply the entire equation by the LCD. This will clear the fraction. Solve the remaining equation. Check your solution. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the first one. So all of our fractions have a numerator of 7. So we're going to multiply the whole entire thing by 7. So when we do that, we're going to cancel out these denominators, and so we're left with what's in our numerators and the variables. So we have 13x plus 4 equals negative 9. I want to write over here that the LCD was 7. So we're going to subtract 4 on both sides, and we get negative 13. So 13x equals negative 13. So we're going to divide by 13, and so we get x equals negative 1. All right, so for this next one, it's going to be a little bit more complicated because we have some different denominators going on. So I have a denominator of 2 and a denominator of 4. So the least common denominator is going to be 4 because, okay, so this one's going to be a little bit more complicated, but that's okay. So I need to look at my denominators. They are different. So I need to think what number is like the least common multiple of these denominators. So 2 can be multiplied by 2 to give me 4, and 4 can be multiplied by 1 to give me 4. So the least common denominator is 4. So that means I'm going to multiply this whole entire equation by 4. I'm going to write 4 over 1 next to the fractions, okay? And the reason why is because I am going to cross simplify. So, for example, obviously on the right-hand side, this cancels out, so we're left with a negative 3 on the right-hand side. We're going to multiply the negative 2 times the positive 4, and that's going to give me negative 8. Over here, I can cross simplify, so I can change this to a 2 and change this guy to a 1. So I just multiply the numerators since the denominators are 1s, and I'm going to get 6a. Sorry about that hiccup. So now I don't have to worry about those fractions. So now I'm going to treat it the same, just like a two-step equation, and add 8 to both sides. So I will get 5 equals 6a. Then I will divide by 6 on both sides, and so I get a equals 5, 6. Just like that, and leave it as a fraction. Okay, so this is the last one we're going to do for clearing the fraction. As you can see, we have 3 fractions and they each have different denominators, so we need to look at them each individually. So I'm first looking at the 3. I'm thinking of multiples of 3. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, etc., and keep going. Then I'm looking at the 4 and I'm thinking of multiples of 4. So I'm thinking of 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, and so on. Then I'm looking at this 20 and I'm thinking of multiples of 20. So 20, 40, 60, 80. So the first number that they all three have in common is 60. Okay, so that's the least common denominator. So that means that I need to multiply this whole entire equation by 60. Okay, so that means I'm going to multiply this y by 60. That means I'm going to multiply this 39 20ths by 60. I'm putting a 1 under that 60 because we will be cross simplifying. I need to multiply this by 60, and I need to multiply 1/3 by 60. Okay, so I can cross simplify, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. So 60 and 3, they are each divisible by 3. So that's going to leave us with 20 and 1. 60 and 4, 60 is divisible by 4, so that 4 is going to become a 1. This is going to become a 15. And 60 is also, 60 is divisible by 20, sorry about that. And so that's going to become a 3. Okay, so we're pretty much just multiplying the numerators because if you have a denominator of 1, then obviously it just simplifies to the numerator as a whole number. So we're going to have 20y plus 165 equals 117 minus 60y. So we're going to solve this like a multi-step equation. We're going to work with the smallest variable, so I'm going to add 60y to both sides. Okay, and that will give me 80y plus 165 equals 117. Now I'm going to subtract 165 on both sides, and when I do, I'm left with 80y equals negative 48. I'm going to draw an arrow right over here. So I divide by 80y, and I get y is equal to negative 48 over 80. Okay, I can simplify. So both of these numbers are divisible by 16. So I can divide each of them by 16, and I'm going to get y equals negative 3/5 and leave it as that fraction. All right, next let's go ahead and work on some word problems. So you're first going to read the problem, then highlight or underline any keywords, translate and identify the variable, and then you're going to solve. It's going to be like a two-step or a multi-step equation. So let's get this party started. So Gavin Fitness Center charges $30 per month for a membership. Newell Fitness Club charges $22 per month plus an $80 initial membership fee. After how many months will the total amount paid of the two gyms be the same? So let's underline some important information. So Gavin Fitness Center charges $30 per month. Per means to multiply, okay? Newell Fitness Club charges $22 per month. That's multiplication. But they also charge plus an $80 initial fee. So that's only going to be once. And then I want to know when the gyms are going to be the same price. So that means I'm going to have an equal sign somewhere. So on the left-hand side is going to be Gavin, and on the right-hand side is going to be Newell. Okay, so we know that Gavin's Fitness Center is 30x because it's $30 per month. And we know that Newell is 22x, but plus an $80 flat fee, meaning you just pay it once. Okay, so in order for us to figure out when they're going to cost the same, we need to solve for x. X represents the number of months. Okay, so in order for like this all to make sense to you, you might want to write that down. So we're first going to subtract the smallest variable. So the 22x on both sides, we're going to get 8x equals 80. So I'm going to divide by 8 to isolate my variable, and I get x equals 10. So that means at 10 months, the gyms will both be the same exact price. Like you would have put in the same amount of money for Gavin Fitness Center or Newell Fitness Club. All right, last one. So Paxton Shipping Company charges $14 plus $2 per pound to ship an overnight package. Shark Ships charges $20 plus $1.50 a pound to ship an overnight package. For what weight is the charge the same for the two shipping companies? So let's highlight or underline the important information. So Paxton Shipping Company is 14 plus $2 per pound. Shark Ships is $20 plus 150 per pound. And then we want to know when they are the same. Okay, so over on the left, we're going to have Paxton. Over on the right, we're going to have Shark, and we need to have an equal sign in between them. So Paxton is 14 plus a 2x because per pound. Shark Ships is 20 plus 150x. We can write a decimal, and we can have a decimal answer because we have a decimal in the problem. So now we're going to solve. We are going to get rid of the smallest variable. So I'm going to subtract 150x on each side. And so that's going to give me 14 plus 0.50x equals 20. I want to isolate the variable, so I'm going to get rid of the constant. So I'm going to subtract 14 on both sides. When I do, I get 0.50x equals 6. I'm going to divide by 0.50, divide by 0.50, and when I do, I get x equals 12. So that means at 12 pounds, so let's label our variable. So the x was pounds. If you have a package that is 12 pounds, then it is going to be the same price at Paxton Shipping Company or at Shark Ships. All right, guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.